Outside, Wanda is at the nurse's office. The nurse looks at Wanda's throat. It doesn't look good, she says. You need to see a doctor. I'm going to have your mom or dad pick you up. Can I get picked up too? Asks Arnold inside of Wanda. Wanda goes outside with the nurse. Wanda's mom comes to get her. Get well soon, says the nurse. We'll go see the doctor now, says Wanda's mom. I wish I could be with my class. Don't worry, we're closer than you think, Ralphie says, as he gives a little hint inside of Wanda. We start to feel hot. Wanda is getting a fever. A fever is when your body heats up. Fevers can help us get well, says Miss Frizzle. That's because white blood cells work better when it's warm, says Dorothy Ann. The white blood cells are stopping lots of germs, says Ralphie. But more are still growing, says Phoebe as she sweats. Wanda's mom takes her to Dr. Wilson. The doctor takes some germs from Wanda's throat. Let's find out what these germs are, says Dr. Wilson. We can test this cotton quickly. A test? Says a poor Wanda. Don't worry, you don't have to study for this test, says her mom. Wanda, you have a strep throat, says Dr. Wilson. She takes out a pad and writes on it. You need to take an antibiotic, she says. I have to tell my class about strep, says a worried Wanda. We already know, says Phoebe in Wanda's throat. Back inside Wanda, Miss Frizzle points at the white blood cells. Something is coming out of them. Those are antibodies, Miss Frizzle tells us. Antibodies? With legs? Antibodies with legs? Asks Carlos. No, Carlos, antibodies, says Keisha tells him. They help fight germs too, says Dorothy Ann. Suddenly we notice something. White blood cells are shooting antibodies at us. They think we are germs. Let's get out of here, cries Carlos. I never wanted to be in there, says Arnold. We go back to Wanda's throat. As we get to the bus, our special clothes disappear. Back to school, Miss Frizzle calls. That was close, says Keisha. Wanda's mom picks up the antibiotic. You'll feel better once you rest, says Wanda's mom. Now the antibiotic will fight the germs, says Ralphie. And keep Wanda from getting sicker, says Dorothy. Thank goodness, says Tim. Wanda is going home, but we need to go back to school. I'm getting sick of all the sickness, thinks Arnold. I see light up ahead, says Carlos. Over the tongue, through the teeth, says Phoebe. Let's go, says Keisha. Wanda's mom is driving home. Wanda is asleep. Sleep is good when you're sick, says Keisha. It will help Wanda get better, says Carlos. And it will let us get out of Wanda, says Tim. Wanda's mouth is open too. We fly out. Now Wanda can go get better. Whoever it is, maybe Dorothy says. And we can go back to school, says Miss Frizzle. At school, we make get-well cards for Wanda. We don't want her to miss our next field trip. Where will we go next? Asks a curious Dorothy Ann. It could be anywhere, replies Ralphie. Those are nice bacteria on your card, Arnold, says Miss Frizzle. Wanda will have to wash her hands after reading it, says Carlos. Not all bacteria will make you sick. Some are helpful. Some bacteria turn milk into cheese and yogurt we can eat. Some bacteria live in our intestines and help us digest food. Vegetables would be hard to digest without bacteria, Keisha says. Some bacteria help break down dead leaves to make soil rich for growing things. Some special bacteria can even help up oil spills that pollute the land and water. That's a big help, says Arnold. The end. I hope you enjoyed that fun magic school bus story.